Today we're going to be discussing skills for life.
So what was one of your first life skills that you learned in your life?
I think it had to do with music. I started playing piano when I was about 5, and I started going to choir when I was 6, and I still go to choir and play piano now. I think my interest kind of began due to my family and the fact that they've always been very musically talented and involved, so I've always sung with them even when I was very young. I think what helped me is this factor that they were also there, and so apart from the classes that I took, I was also able to come home and ask my parents for questions to do with the notes and stuff. And I practiced by repeating and doing it multiple times. And the ups and downs along the way were quite many, actually. Not so much to do with the choir, because it's obvious that there's a lot of time that you need to put into doing concerts and stuff, But when it comes to piano, it's a lot of effort and a lot of work, and in the beginning it seems impossible to maybe learn a piece or to learn how to read notes. But certainly through practice I was able to push through the hard times. A second skill that I've learned is a study skill, because throughout my years in school I've had to really apply myself in these subjects, especially to get into good schools. And so I've learned that, for example, for me personally, it helps to rewrite all my material and then go through it with a friend or a parent. And I think that's really important, and it started obviously due to school, and it became interesting because I love how you can just learn something. And what helped me having tests. We can edit this out, What helped me along the way was having this motivation of wanting to get those good grades. So studying kind of became a good thing, like fun, because I wanted to get those grades and I wanted to learn. And by studying, I was able to get good grades on tests. Ups and downs along the way while studying, obviously, is that it takes a lot of time again, and sometimes it feels like you're never going to learn what you need to learn. But a good thing about it is that once you do, you really feel like it pays off.
Yeah.
What about you, Val?
Well, I would say that the skill that I most enjoyed learning in my life was able to speak more languages rather than just one. And that happened kind of in a natural way. It wasn't forced. And it happened when I moved here to Sweden, I guess. Well, I moved from Italy, so I guess I could only speak Italian, which was really kind of a restricted choice of language. So when I came here, my language kind of world opened up, and I'm now able to speak more languages. And the most important languages, or like the main languages in the world, which are really important because it helps you to communicate with people. And like I said, it started really casually. It was just, it wasn't forced. But I'm really thankful for that, because now I really am able to communicate with other people, because there's one thing that we all have in common, and that is in the English language, and that we can all agree about. And I learned it mostly by myself, and throughout school and stuff. I didn't learn language by studying hard, and I think that is also kind of a way how to learn it. You're learning by going to school and being with people that talk the language you learn, and you kind of open up your knowledge of it more. And there were a lot of ups and downs, of course. When coming here, like I said, it was really difficult communicating and socializing with people around me, which made it really difficult also to have friends and kind of be part of the society, which is really important, because it builds up your identity. And but the ups were that when I got able to speak the language and communicate with the people around, it actually opened up new cultural and other things that are like new. So it kind of enriched my knowledge more about.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
And I don't know. I guess. Also, a second skill I learned that is not as important as this one would be like swimming, and that started because my parents wanted me to learn something useful that I could take with me for life, and I started at a young age, at 4, But then it became really an interest, and I started competing in it, and I saw it as something fun to do, as something interesting, and also I saw it in different ways, also a way to help people, because many people still drown today because of them not being able to swim, which I think is really an important life skill, especially today, but it's always has been. So also for me it was really important because I thought I was able to save or contribute more to society and help people in need if they would be needed. I also thought that, and there weren't actually downs with this, it was more ups, because it always was a good thing. Like it never, of course it was hard at first, and it's always hard, you have to push yourself to your limit always, because you want to do better and stuff, especially when competing. But if you see it as kind of a way to help people around you, then it's more ups than downs, like I said.
Yeah.
You contribute more to everyone around you, and yeah.
I guess in the beginning it's just a little bit scary.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Tough.
Yeah.
Because you can build up the right muscles.
Yeah, and I guess that swimming is we learn at different speeds, so it really depends how much you train in. But I guess that you don't need a high level of swimming ability to be able to not drown in the water. That's why,
I think these skills are quite important, the ones that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Because swimming, in Sweden, it's mandatory. You know, all people...
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
It's obligatory kind of to know it, but like...
Yeah, exactly. But you, living in Italy for the beginning of your life, obviously, it was your parents' decision to teach you this. And I think it's really important for people to know how to swim, because in danger, it's good to know how to maybe get out of a ship and be able to swim to land or whatever, you know, depending on the different situation. And this is certainly a skill for your life. Like in the future, you can use this when you want to go swimming for fun, obviously.
Yeah.
But also if you see someone drowning and you're able to do something about it, if there's no lifeguard around.
Yeah.
It's very useful.
Yeah, I think actually that most useful, maybe out of everything that that we kind of said until now, I would say is language.
Yeah.
Being able to have a broader knowledge of languages is always better, though you're able to communicate with more people and learn about different cultures and things, rather than just keeping yourself into a restricted area and not being able to see outside the box.
And for the future, it also really helps because you're able to apply for more jobs in different countries, and it broadens your horizon. So I think we both agree that learning new languages and being able to know these languages is one of the most important life skills. And we both have acquired those throughout the years.
Yeah.
Music is more for expression, and I think study tips is really helpful in school.
I think that music, though, is really important. Like, we need something extra, like a hobby or something that actually makes us concentrate on other stuff rather than school stuff, for example. It is something that really helps the student or the person outside.
So now we're going to discuss part 2, interact and discuss. So I think out of all these options, the most important is handling stress and taking initiatives. Because handling stress is very important in life. If you're overwhelmed, you need to be able to calm down and realize what is the important thing to do. And taking initiatives, for example, taking initiatives is like taking initiatives is important because it helps you we're gonna edit this out.
Yeah.
Taking initiatives is important because it helps you take the chances in life, and maybe deciding to start a group or an association or something that could help you in the future and could create a company or help other people in need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. For me, a really important thing is self-confidence. Without self-confidence, you can basically achieve anything.
Yeah.
If you're not self-confident about yourself and you always bring yourself down and never give yourself like a treat or anything that will make you feel good, you'll never come anywhere because you don't believe in yourself. And not believing in yourself, it's kind of good and bad at the same time. You should not be super confident thinking that everything in life would go well, but you should not even be negative thinking that everything will go bad and there's never gonna be something good happening.
Is there anything else you think is important?
I think taking responsibility, both for actions and for like what we do daily, is really important, especially in today's society, because there are a lot of bullyism on the internet. Take responsibility for what you do. You wouldn't, want to, a person to do the same thing you would do to a person. So like it's kind of really important, I think.
Yeah, I think out of all of these, the most important is self-confidence. Do you agree?
Yeah, I actually think so.
Yeah, because this skill is one of those that you can apply in every single situation in life. You need to be self-confident of what you know, and self-confident be self-confident of what you know, because if you question yourself and start doubting what you already know, for example, in a smaller situation, in a test, if you doubt what you know, you're going to end up not going with that gut feeling.
Yeah.
In a bigger situation, self-confidence can help you make speeches in front of a big crowd.
But self-confidence could also be seen not from our perspective, but also in the future, to find a job. If you're not so confident about yourself, if you can't sell yourself to that person, you would not be able to get a job as easy as someone that can.
And that's why it's important in society to be self-confident and show someone, yes, I know what I can do.
Yeah,
and
of
I know
course.
what I can't.
You should not be to the point that you're so confident that you show off to people, because there are still people around us that are not, and we need to support them and help them with everything possible that we can do. And but being self-confident is really an important skill that I think everyone should have, but like at a balanced level.
And socially, it helps people interact and how do you say, be brave enough to go up to people, and because you feel comfortable with who you are personally, and be open to new experiences and stuff. So I think self-confidence, out of all of these, is the most important.
Yeah, I agree. And like you said, in society is really important. People feel shy, and they feel like because society isn't good to us directly, so it kind of brings us down, and we need to be able to stand up for ourselves and be self-confident about it.
That's actually a really good summary. Okay, we're done.